Hello, skin folk. I just jumped on for a minute to say, as I was listening to Kevin Samuels, and I'm tired of hearing men bash women for their age or for their weight or both. Um, I think that a woman is valuable no matter her weight, no matter her age. I think the real value that's on a woman is the value that she gives herself. You can be 22 and fine and not think anything of yourself. Get with a man for a hamburger. Where somebody 60 years old or 65, yeah, I'm talking about that old, yes, put a high value on themselves. And they can be taken care of for the rest of their lives. I think it's a point of how you feel about you and the value you put on yourself. And I think, I know that young girls, because I was young once, I know young girls have to find their way. They have to find their ways. And therefore, sometimes men play them cheap. I have heard, when I was young, I heard women say that some men mess with younger women because they stupid and don't know. They don't know. They don't know their worth. And therefore, if you don't know your worth, a man will run right through you. I mean, you won't be any good by the time you're 60 and stuff. Because men will have had their ways. And all men are different. Men are made of all different sizes. And to even take it spiritually, when you when a woman takes a man into her body, you're taking on his spirit. And how many people spirit do you want in you? Um that would be That would be dissociative disorder, wouldn't it? Where you got a lot of different people living in you. And I know that's not, but you know, you've got all these different personalities, all these men's different spirits, and all the people that they've been with, and not to, yeah, the people they've been with sexually, physically, talking about physical and spiritual. And you can even be worn out spiritually by being with the wrong man and stuff and letting a man talk to you any kind of way. Then you start to feel little, and that shit imprints on your psyche. You don't need nobody to talk to you disrespectfully, not anybody, not even your parents, not your grandparents. Once you get older, you have a choice in this matter. I mean, you can run it. You can run your own life, and you don't have to be afraid. Just step out and do things. Like, for instance, if you are, say, for instance, 22, and you got your first apartment, and something goes wrong with the stove, or you moved in and didn't check the stove, and there's something wrong with the stove. Some of you girls, it takes courage to call the landlord and tell them there's something wrong with the stove. So I understand your dilemma, and in your mind, you got to say, I'm a 22-year-old black woman. Yes, I am. And however the world looks at me, I decide who I am. I decide my worth. And I say my worth is grand because I paid my rent. My rent ain't due. So that means you owe me respect, and you owe me to fix the stove that came with the rent. And I still think you do respect if your rent isn't paid, but that's a subject for a whole nother video. But anyway, I want you young girls to have the courage. I want you to look in the mirror and love who you are. I don't care what it takes when you start loving yourself. You don't let nobody run over you. Not if you're gay, not another woman, not a man, and not a landlord, not anybody. You got to be able to lay your head down at night and know, that you stuck up for yourself. Be your own best friend. If you can't if you can't see the value in yourself, imagine how somebody who you really respect would handle situations that you get into. And for God's sakes, don't get caught up on drugs your first time out. You're not giving yourself a chance. You ain't going to give yourself a chance to see what you can be in life. A lot of people come out of the gate with a slow start. And when you first started trying to learn how to walk, you fell down. It takes a lot of tries. You got to try. And you just now getting out here. Don't handicap yourself with drugs, crack. Drinking is bad, but Lord have mercy, I believe. Crack is addictive. Dope is addictive. And as far as I'm concerned, that's all stuff that those are all traps that were set for you. Please don't get caught up on no drugs. Just go ahead and take your knocks as far as growing up and having the courage to talk to landlords and stuff like that, rather than saddling yourself down with dope. I can't tell you what dope does to women. And you can't go around thinking, well, yeah, she was on drugs and she had sex for a cigarette, but that won't happen to me. I'm going to get on drugs and that won't happen to me. What make you think something happened to somebody else, but it won't happen to you? It will. It will. It absolutely will. Your physiology is no different from anybody else's. You may be different, but your body and how that crack was formed to cause addiction works on you. Especially if you have a cigarette habit, you can get a crack habit. I hope you know that. And, just fall in love with yourself and take your time and figure out how to have order in your house. Don't have people coming over your house raising voices and you can't calm them down and all kind of stuff like that. No, you got to start practicing being an adult. I love all of y'all and I wish all of y'all the very best.